What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, and I'm here tonight with the review for Cloak and Dagger Season 2, Episode number 7. You guys, I think we have only 3 more episodes left into the season finale. I think it's only 10 episodes, which will take us until May 30th. So I'm trying to figure out some stuff to do in between. I do want to keep a good mix of superhero stuff. Superhero mixed with maybe, some sci-fi, some stuff like that. Maybe something like a Fear of the Walking Dead, because I know that's coming back pretty soon for the summer. So, and I also know that the CW just announced that they're doing Batwoman. So I'm gonna think about doing Batwoman when it premieres. I'm pretty sure Batwoman is coming in the fall, which is gonna be a lot on my plate because I'm gonna do Batwoman. I'm thinking about doing Batwoman, but I know for a fact I'm doing season 3 of Black Lightning. Doing that. Whew. So yeah, I want to do my channel. I want it to be a collective mix of things that I like. A lot of scripted shows. I don't want it to be all heavily reality, and I want it to be a good mix of superheroes so that I love. And also, I do know that the Spider-Man movie will come out in July. I think it comes out July 30th. I can't remember the exact day, but I'm gonna go see that. I'm probably gonna review it like I did Avengers, although I didn't get that many views on it, which that's not a big deal to me. But I just do this stuff for fun. But without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into this episode, because it was a jam-packed episode. Left me on the edge of my seat the whole hour. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, you guys, I actually forgot to say the name of the episode. The episode is titled Vikingtown. So, the episode opens. We see the trash man picking up the trash, and we see one of those flyers with the missing girls come, and it falls in the street, and the trash man pick up the flyer and put it in the trash can, and they throw it in the truck. So then we hear a trumpet playing, and then we see it's that bitch Andre playing a trumpet. And, I would just love to take that trumpet and just shove it so far up his motherfucking ass that it comes out in pieces of his nose and throat. So then we see O'Reilly. So O'Reilly, she is at the place where Tandy beat those 3 men up. I think it was 2 weeks ago when she beat those men up. And, Tyrone shows up, and, she's asking Tyrone about Tandy. And, they're kind of worried about it because, they find a shovel, and the shovel had, blood all over it. So now Ty is calling for Tandy. And then we see Tandy, she wakes up, and Andre is right there in front of her. I'm like, God, do you ever go anywhere? Like, what the fuck? And he's talking to her, and then, he's talking to her, and she's talking about how, her friends are going to come and find her. And he's telling her, you don't even have any friends. And I'm like, she has friends, you bitch. So then we see Ty, he's talking to O'Reilly. He's talking about the last time he saw Tandy. And, he tells her what, Tandy was up to, which we all know Tandy was up to trying to save Leah, who really didn't need saving at all. The bitch needed to be strangled is what that bitch needed to be strangled. So Bridget is trying to tell Tyrone, she'll be, Tandy's strong, she'll be okay. But then Tyrone leaves to find Tandy. So, she's figured out, who Andre really is, what a small little bitty ass man he is. And, so we see her, she gets up out the bed, and she tries to call on her light dagger to, stab the shit out the motherfucker. But unfortunately, he's taken all her hope, so she doesn't have it. And, we hear a knock at the door, and that knock at the door was Leah with some big burly ass security. And like, is she ready to go? He's like, we shall see. Whew, that shit kind of got under my skin a lot. Like, really. Like, I know Tandy don't have her powers, but you don't need powers to slap a bitch around. Like, all you gotta do is just slap a bitch. Like, Leah would have caught these motherfucking hands. Like, I would have been like, hey, bitch, you gotta square the fuck up with me, like, because I don't know who the fuck you think you fucking with, but you got the wrong bitch. Like, Leah just would have to catch the hands. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The bitch would have caught the hands. Like, for real. Caught hands on sight. On sight. I want this shit to stop recording. All right, so then we see Adina. She is with that no good ass Connors. So Connors is still tied up to a chair. I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying seeing Connors tied up. I really am, because he's a privileged ass white man who's, you know, killed Billy, called his uncle to, you know, cover everything up, and then, you know, got his partner to cover it up too. Like, damn, that is white privilege at its finest. But we see Adina, and Adina is getting ready to cook, and, you know, he gonna sit there and watch her, you know, prep her meal, and, you know, she's talking about how, you know, Tyrone is having to look over his shoulders because of the shit he's put him through, which is bullshit. Like, Connors is a punk ass bitch. I don't know who I hate more, Connors or if I hate Andre. You know what? I do know who I hate more, Andre, because Andre is fucking with young girls. Although, you know, Connors, he, you know, has terrorized, and I'm gonna say it, he's terrorized the African American community in New Orleans. So they're both about, damn, they both about the same evil. But basically, Adina's like, you know what? I don't know what I should do. Should I just kill your ass? Or she, you know, she just don't know what she should do, because both of her sons are at the mercy of fucking Connors. You know, Billy died at the hand of Connors, and then Tyrone is having to live in hiding because of Connors. So it's a catch-22. You know, she just doesn't know what is her best option. I don't know how I would feel if I was in Adina's shoes, because that has to be horrible. Like, both of your sons were at once at his mercy, and one of your sons is dead and the other one is alive, but he's not living a fruitful, good life because of Connor. So I definitely I don't envy her, but my heart definitely goes out to her. She's a strong black woman, but damn, that's got to be, that shit is fucked up, man. I just don't know what I would do to Connors. I really don't. Damn, like, would I kill the bitch? You know what? One thing I would do to his uncle, I just be like, ooh, you got a nice little finger here. Whop! Chop that bitch off and send it to his uncle. Be like, ha, got your nephew. Like, here's one finger. You know, if you do the right thing, I'll give you your whole nephew. If not, you're going to keep getting little fragments of him. You'll get another finger. You might get all 10 of his fingers. And then at the end of it, you might get all 10 of his toes. I know that sounds sadistic, but whatever. All right, so then we got Leah. So Leah goes into Tandy's room, and she's introducing her to this young girl by the name of Dell. So, you know, Leah is going over what the girls do throughout the course of the day. They wake up at 10 a.m. and they start to shine. So I'm assuming shining means like cleaning the room, cleaning the clothes, and everything. And I'm like, and she says they do this until nighttime. I'm like, oh, okay. So you got these young girls who are under the age of 18, you know, cleaning up your room, I would assume, and Andre's room and whoever else's room, until the creepy, nasty ass old men who get off on sleeping with young women and paying them for, like, oh, so that's how this works. So it's a chore, I guess you would say. Yeah, you know, you get up, oh, you're gonna clean. But then at night, just because you did the chores, we're going to reward you by letting a creepy ass, nasty ass old man lay on top of you. Does that sound right to you, Leah? Just let me know, does that sound right to you? Because it doesn't sound right to me. It sounds disgusting as fuck. Like, these old ass men can't get a woman their own age. Like, somebody let me know that they can't get a woman their own age. There must be something wrong with obviously something wrong with them if they're sleeping with girls that are under the age of 18. Like, you can't get a woman half your age, like maybe 20 something, you know, someone who can legally consent to sleeping with you. No, that just shows what a pathetic piece of shit you really are. And that goes to men who literally do that shit. Like, men who sleep with girls 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 who can't consent to sex. That just goes to show what a disgusting, pathetic son of a bitch you really are. I hope nobody who's watching my videos does any of that shit. But that's just something to the people who actually do that shit in real fucking life. I just think it's disgusting as fuck. And I hope there's a special place in hell for motherfuckers who do that shit. I'm off my soapbox. All right, so then we see Ty. He's looking for Tandy. You know, he goes to the center where Andre and Leah, quote, work. And he's approached by Andre. So then, you know, he asks Andre, he's like, I'm looking for my friend Tandy Bowen. He says, and he's looking for Leah. He's like, can I get her number? He said, absolutely not. I'm like, of course not. You don't want him to reach out to that hoe because that hoe is up to no good, just like your nasty, disgusting ass is. So then, you know, Tyrone is telling, you know, Andre how he feels like Tandy's in danger. And, you know, he was like, well, why don't you just call the police? He says, but then Andre goes one deeper and says, you know what? If you don't leave, I'll call the police on you. I'm like, go. Oh, no. Please don't call the police. I just thought about it. Don't call the police. So then, you know, Tyrone is getting ready to leave and he shakes Andre's hand. And, you know, when Tyrone shakes his hand, we see inside of Tyrone's cloak where, you know, this the record store is, where Andre is. And he starts to play a record. And, you know, Andre's just trying to tell Tyrone to stop looking for Tandy because there's no good that can come from this. You know, maybe she's like two states away from here right now. And Tyrone's like, yeah, she wouldn't do that. Tandy would not leave and not tell me. You're right, Tyrone. Tandy would not leave and not tell you. And, oh, God, I'm just like, God damn. Like, Tyrone just checked that motherfucker. Like, just chin checked that motherfucker. I promise you, this episode had me on my, like, episode had me worse than last week's episode had me. Because Andre had me fucked up. He really had me fucked all the way up. Whew. Andre. So then we go back to the hotel the motel where Tandy is. And, you know, she's talking to Dell. And, you know, they're saying that there are over a dozen girls there. I'm like, what the fuck? And, you know, Dell is talking about how her family abandoned her. And, you know, she found Andre and Leah found her at a halfway house, and how they've been so helpful toward her. They've done so much for her. No, baby, they have not done anything for you. They are using you. They are manipulating you. They are brainwashing you to feel that way. They're using you. Like, they're not doing anything good for you. And I just hate the fact that she sits there and think that they are doing good shit for her when they are really, like, and she's talking about, you know, it might not be that good, but it's not that bad either. Dell, you are sleeping. Well, you're not. I don't know. I can't say that. Because she's not letting men sleep with her. They're making her believe that she's letting men sleep with her. But men are sleeping with you that are half your age. And that is not right. Like, I just really felt bad for. I'm like, damn, they have really brainwashed this poor girl. Like, fuck. I really did feel bad for that girl. Like, I felt so bad for her. I'm like, God damn. Like, how can you believe that they are really helping you when they're hurting you? Okay, so then we see Adina. She's still preparing to cook. So, you know, she is just sitting there talking to Connors. And, you know, she wants to know what happened the night that Billy died. So once again, it's the white privilege at its finest for Connors. You know, he's talking about how his uncle came and helped him clean up his mess. His partner was, I guess, paid off to go along with whatever story, you know, Connors and his uncle came up with. And then also he buried Billy. I'm like, damn, like, how fucking heartless can you be? Like, this boy has a whole family at home. You didn't give his family the opportunity to give him a proper burial. You just dug a hole for the man and just threw him in the fucking hole. Like, I know this is gonna come off. I know this is gonna sound even worse. But what you could have, you could have at least given his family the opportunity to bury him. You could have, you know, left the body somewhere for someone. You could have left the body at the front doorstep. You could have left the body anywhere for someone to find the body so that they can take him to his family, so that his family can give him a proper burial instead of you just digging a hole and throwing him right in the fucking hole. So then, you know, Adina wants to know, like, what is the sudden change that made you want to come forward at this point? And Connor's like, if I told you, you would think I'm crazy. She's like, let me tell you a little secret. I don't give a fuck. So then he's getting ready to tell her what happened. Well, he was explaining to her a little bit about what happened. But there was a knock on the door, and it's Tyrone's dad. And, you know, he wants to have a conversation with Adina about Ty. So then we see Evita's aunt, Auntie Chantel. And, you know, she has Andre there with her. And Andre's talking about these headaches that he's having and how does he get rid of them. And he has one of the Vivets, and he's asking her about it. And she was like, first of all, I don't know you. Secondly, I don't know you. So I'm not just going to be sitting here and have a, you know, casual conversation about Vivets or anything with you until I actually get to know who you are as a person. Because if I don't know you, we not gonna sit here and have a conversation. I'm like, that's right, Auntie Chantel. You see right through that motherfucker. Like, just read him his rights. Like, I was here for Auntie. I'm like, come on, Auntie. Like, just let him have it. Piece of shit. All right, so then we are back at the nasty ass motel room, and we see Tandy. So Tandy is talking to Dell. She's telling Dell, like, girl, we have got to get the hell out of Dodge. And Dell's like, no, I can't leave because they've been so good to me. No, girl, get your ass, get your shit, and get the fuck out that door. And Tandy's like, you know what, Dell, you stay. I'm going to go, but I'm going to come back with help. And, you know, we see Tandy. She goes out of the door. And I'm like, oh, Tandy's about to leave. She's about to get out of there. So then we see some girls and they out there cleaning like they little maids or something. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So then Tandy gets ready to, you know, make a run for it because she saw a bus. And as she was getting ready to make a run for it, there goes a big burly ass security guard. He stops her. And I'm like, God damn. So then we see her back in the hotel room. And, you know, what happened was Dell ratted her out. I'm like, God damn, girl. Like, they really have you brainwashed. You think that they're helping you. And so then she blows, you know, that bitch Leah was trying to tell her to do something. So Dell grabs something and she goes up to Tandy. She goes in her face and it kind of, you know, knocks her out a little bit. And I'm like, God damn, girl, you stupid as shit. So then we're going to move back over to Connors. So Connors is a one old dirty bitch. So while, you know, Adina, and I'm going to call him Mr. Johnson because I actually don't know what Ty's dad's name is. You know, they arguing on the steps. On the staircase, and while they're arguing, we see Connors. He sees where Adina was trying to, you know, cut up the food, so he scoots himself up and he grabs. I don't know what that was he grabbed, but he grabbed it and he pulled it on the floor, and then he tries to jump himself back in place because Adina was coming. He didn't want her to know what he was up to. I'm like, you dirty bitch. So then Adina asked, like, where is Billy's body, and he didn't say anything. So, okay, so I forgot to mention that because when we saw Andre, we could see him. He was in the record store, and there were some eyes that were behind some records, and it was Mayhem. So we see Mayhem, and you know she's in a record store, and she stops the records from playing, and we see Tyrone in it. I think he was on a train or a trolley, one of those two. And, you know, the record is playing in his head. And, you know, when Mayhem takes the record off and she puts on a different record, then we see some little ballet dancers surround him. And then, you know, I think that's Tyrone is starting to come back to himself. Because what it was, I noticed, was when Andre shook his hand, he was playing a record. He was in Tyrone's head playing tricks with him. So when Mayhem did that, it freed him from the trance that he had him in, and he goes and he teleports. And I'm like, yes, Mayhem, working from the inside. So then we see Tandy. She wakes up and she can't really move. And Leo's like, did your mother play dress up with you as a girl? I would have been like, bitch, did your mama play dress up with you as a girl? Did your mama try to strangle you as a girl? Did your mama cut you? Did your mama cut your hair? Did your mama do anything to you? Did your mama kick your ass? Like, oh God, Leah pisses me off. I want that bitch dead. I want Connors dead, and I want actually I don't necessarily know if I want Connors dead anymore because Connors has come around. But I know I want Leah dead, and I know I want that motherfucker Andre dead. Those are two sons of bitches that I want dead. So then we see Leah, and she is dressing Tandy up like almost like a doll, and I'm just like, oh god, this is so fucking disgusting. And she's talking about how I guess Andre made her feel powerful. Bitch, you ain't shit through and through. You ain't shit, ho. Disgusting ass. Okay, so we still got Mayhem. Mayhem is still in the record store, and she's still playing records, and Tyrone is still hearing those records. So then we hear some, some sirens. I'm like, oh shit, because he's walking down the street, and I'm like, oh shit, those are cop sirens. But they're not cop sirens. They're actually ambulance sirens, and we just see ambulance after ambulance passing him. So then we hear him on the phone. He's talking to Bridget, and I think he's come up with a plan to find Tandy. So then we see Auntie Chantel, and she's talking to Andre, and she's telling him about the Vevey. Well, she's telling him what the Vevey means. Well, she doesn't really know what it means, but she does tell him, because she was talking about how I guess she could see that he was trying to play God with something, and he was on the verge of becoming a god, I guess. And she tells him that okay, so she does not tell him. I'm reading my notes and I'm getting myself confused, but she does not tell him what the symbol means. But she can see she can basically see through Andre's ass. And so Andre's back in the record store, and he was like, what the hell happened here? And Auntie Chantel was like, that was a question that I was going to ask you as well, and she's there as well. I'm like, that is my girl. Like, come on, Auntie Chantel, show him up. Woo, come on, Auntie Chantel. So Auntie Chantel then tells Andre that the Vevey is not the key to become a god, but it's more so a lock, and I guess he would have to unlock the door. So then we see Ty, and he's on the roof, and I think he's spray painting a Vevey as well. So then we see poor Tandy. She is back at the motel, and Tandy just ain't feeling nothing at this point. And we see Dell, and Dell is, trying to fix her makeup. I'm like, girl, leave her alone. Like, move. So then Dell wants to apologize. I'm like, girl, you can take that apology and shove it up your motherfucking ass. Please do. So, then Dell tells Tandy that there were more girls that were supposed to be coming there, but those girls tried to escape and they're dead. And she was like, she asked her, like, where were the girls coming from? And, she's like, and then, Dell tells her where they were coming from. She's like, no, those girls are not dead. Those girls are alive. And she was like, she was like, how do you know? She was like, because I'm the one that helped free them. She said, you couldn't have freed them on your own. She's right. She's like, you're right. I didn't. I had help. And, Tandy's still trying to reason with this girl, talking about, I can't move. I can't feel anything, but you can get away. And I'm like, Tandy is just like, I'm like, that's just like talking to a brick wall. Like, this girl is not listening to shit that you're saying. Like, you can beat, it's like beating a dead horse with a stick. It really is at this point. Like beating the deadest horse with a stick. All right, so then we see Auntie Chantel. She's still with Andre, and she says that she doesn't really recognize the Vevey, but she does notice pieces of it, like the bridge, the water, and something else. I forgot what it was. And that only he can find the meaning of it, because he says he knew what that stuff meant. And she tells him, well, you're the only one that can find the meaning of it. And then she tells him, that basically you need to leave that door alone. Like, don't even try to, if I were you, I wouldn't even try to open it. But then she tells him that he also can ascend to Aloha. And when she was telling him not to open the door, the reason why she was telling him not to open the door is because she was like, you're trying to play God right now, but with you playing God, you're bringing misery and whatnot to other people. So what'll happen when you're actually God himself? And that's a good question. Like, you ain't doing shit helping, you ain't helping nobody. What's gonna happen if you do try to help people? So yeah, she just read his punk ass. So then he tells Auntie Chantel to play her favorite memory. So she grabs a record, and I think it's a record of her as a baby. I don't know if that was her or if that was Evita. Questions. Good question. But as she's playing her record, she notices in the background that Mayhem is there. So Mayhem was getting ready to come out, she says. And but with Auntie Chantel, like he's sitting there because he has a record himself and he's playing it. But he soon realizes that your mind tricks ain't working on Auntie Chantel, because Auntie Chantel is not a kid, like Tandy and those other girls. Like, you can't take Auntie Chantel's hope away from her. She's a fully grown ass woman, so you can't really take her hope from her. So then we see Adina, and she's still talking to Connors, and she says she don't believe shit that he's saying, which I wouldn't either. And I'm just looking at him like, you know what, Adina, that sad sack of shit is just not even worth it. Like, doing whatever you do to him, it just wouldn't even be worth it for Tyrone or for Billy. So then eventually he does tell her where Billy is buried, and I'm like, well, god damn, you buried her child, the one that she gave birth to. But it's just still something about Connors that I just don't 100% trust. I don't know what, but it's just something about him. So then we see Auntie Chantel in the book in the record store, and she's knocked out. I'm like, is Auntie Chantel dead? Like, please don't let her be dead. So then we see, the brainwashed girls, and they still cleaning, and I'm like, what the fuck? So then we see as Dell, the big burly security guard, she's walking out, and she's asking him about the vending machine, and he's telling her whatever happened. I think the vending machine took his money. Good for you, bitch. And then she sees his cell phone. So then we see Tandy in her room, and there's a dark figure outside of her door, which I'm thinking is probably a John. So fucking nasty. So then we see that Dell has the big bird security guard's phone, and she sees that Tandy was telling the truth about everything. And then Leah comes in and like, where did you get that phone from? And what's going on? And she's like, you lied to me about Tandy. Well, you lied to me about the girls. You said that they died, but Tandy told me that didn't happen, and I'm seeing it right here in my face that they did not die, that they got away. And then you said that my parents have not been looking for me, but I see that my mom has flyers posted everywhere looking for me. Like, you a lying bitch. I'm like, yeah, beat her ass. Oh God. So then the man comes into Tandy's room. I'm like, please do not let what is about to happen, what I think is about to happen. I'm like, please don't let this man get on top. I'm like, please God, do not let this happen. So he put some money on the nightstand. I'm like, really, you nasty bastard? Ugh. So then we see Tandy's hand start to light up, and we see in the record store, we see Mayhem, and Mayhem is just smashing all those records. I'm like, yes, smash those records, and we are getting Tandy back. So then, we saw, Leah and Dell, they going back and forth. And then out of nowhere, we see the wall, boom, open. And it's Tandy. She grabs the shit out of Leah. I'm like, yes, Tandy, that's my girl. Like, come on, Tandy. Beat her. I wanted Tandy to beat the shit. Actually, I wanted Tandy to kill her. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't want her to beat her ass. I wanted her to kill her. But, Tandy didn't kill her. But then we see Tyrone. He shows up, and Tyrone is fighting with the big burly security guard. I'm like, yes, Ty, kick his ass too. Kick all their asses. So then eventually Tandy and Ty, they find each other, and that was the end of the episode almost. But then something weird happened, and we see Tyrone and Tandy. She's holding. It's like that scene last week when Andre shot Ty. But I was confused with this. I'm like, what is going on? But that is where the episode ended. You guys, like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys later.